About the cards real quick. Can Sid find them amongst the big pile of things? So we got the first batch of Hunter reveals. Due to some things going on in the country, others are delayed, unfortunately, but you know, we'll be patient. Hopefully, they will see the rest of the cards for Hunter this coming week. But anyway, the first one we can talk about is Saddle Up. So it's a 3-mana spell. Give your minions Death Rattle, summon a random beast that costs 3 or less. So this is a lot like a card called Soul of the Forest the Druid has that gives them 2/2 Treants. And I did some analysis on the beast pool. Let me read it to you. I'll paste I did a little analysis thread on this card on Twitter, so I'll give you the link to that if you're interested. So let me just give you the highlights for now. There are 38 beasts currently in Standard. They're 3 or less mana. The average attack is a little over 2, and the average toughness is about 2.5. So on average, these beasts are going to be better than the treants you would get from Soul of the Forest. And some of them have upside. I think Bunny Stomper is probably the best beast you could get back from it, just because it gives your whole board rush. Mecha Shark might be really good because a lot of the beasts are also mechs. So, maybe, let's say you have a bunch of little things. Maybe you have this card Sneaky Snakes that just came out, or Sneaky Snakes. I wanted to say Snakes. You have like Batty Guests and Eggs and that kind of thing. You spam the board as like a Zoo Hunter, and you drop this thing, and then when your other minions die, you get a beast. It's pretty good. So this card definitely requires some setup, but I think it could be good. It's something that the Zoo Hunter archetype needs, like this tokeny kind of Death Rattle archetype. They need this card, so I'm excited to try this. I don't know if it's going to be good. Hunter has gotten effects like this in the past, but they returned the Death Rattle returned things to your hand. So like there was Infest that gave you a beast as the Death Rattle, or there was Cybertech Chip that gave you a mech to your hand, and those cards were awful. But for this card, for Saddle Up, the beasts immediately are in play, so that's huge. You don't have to spend more mana to play them. So I'm not sure if Zoo Hunter is going to be a good deck, but this card would definitely be in a token style Hunter deck. Some low to the ground, maybe aggro deck. I don't know. Maybe it's like a mid-range deck with Magatha and Sylvanas, or some sort of infused payoff. So this card is interesting. I'm excited, probably the most excited to tinker around with this card of the ones we got. Which way was I going here? We got Silver Serpent. Yeah, it makes your board much stickier, right, Battlebean? Like you have Death Rattles that make, they're like Eggs or Batty Gas. They're already going to deliver things. Then you put Saddle Up on a few things, and all of a sudden you have a full board again, right? Anyway, we got Silver Serpent, a 3-mana 2/3 beast with Rush and Poisonous. And it has Quick Draw, which means if you top deck it or draw it that turn, it gains Immune. If you play it the turn, you draw it. Hopefully I explained it okay, yeah. So if you top deck this or you draw into it, you get a Rush Poisonous Immune, which is pretty cool. Hunter had enough face damage to do something with the Zoo? Yeah. I mean, Hunter, so we have a lot of cards like Bestial Madness and Observer of Myths, one of my reveal cards.
Come to me, little ones.
What's up? Good to have you. So Quick Draw means if you draw it this turn, Battlebean, you get a bonus. So if you drew it, I should say, you get the bonus. Yeah, if drawn that turn. I'm pretty sure it's any draw, not just your first draw. Anyway, this card I think is okay. Like, it's cool into certain things in the meta. Dredge, yeah, Dredge is gonna be good until next year. It's gonna rotate, yeah, in April though. I like Dredge, so this is good with Harpoon Gun or K9otron because you can put cards on top of your deck from the bottom. Seems like a weird keyword. Eh. I don't think this card is going in every deck. At 3 mana, it's a little pricey for what you're getting, but it is kind of a targeted removal. So if our opponent's playing some big threats, maybe there's a lot of Titans in the meta, this could be a nice little removal thing in a minion-heavy deck, right? Or maybe a deck where you want to run a little selective breeder package, and this is one of your 3 beasts. Maybe this is your tech beast, you know, alongside your starfish and your hydra or something. I don't know. The combo keywords are extra good. Yeah. Do you want to discover a better word? There we go. So this card I'm kind of meh about, but you know, whatever. Sneaky Snakes. Okay, this is probably our best card. 1 mana spell, summon 2 1/1 snakes with stealth. So for a 1-drop, you're basically getting two 1/1s, and your opponent can't easily interact with them. So you can put doggy biscuits and bananas on them, and then, you know, trade better next turn, right? So you kind of have initiative to uptrade on things, right? So Sneaky Snakes, I think it's going to be quite good. I think this is going to be in any aggressive hunter deck. But let's say you're playing a zoo token deck, you play this on 1, you play an egg and a baddie guest on 2, and then you play saddle up on 3. Like, that's kind of insane, honestly. And hypothetically, if you're not being too aggressive, you could keep the snakes in stealth if you had a plan. So, I don't know. This card is really good. It's very strong. It's just kind of a good tool, right, to have, I think. So, yeah, turn 4 saddle up. Yeah. So anyway, this card I think will be a staple in most aggressive hunter decks. The fact that it's a spell is cool because you can, you know, you're playing, 2 minions without having to have this junky minion in your deck necessarily. Helps us play minion light decks or decks with spell payoffs. So this kind of thing is really nice for us, I think. And last card is Spurfang, the legendary 5 mana 2/5 beast. Battle Cry and Death Rattle summon a random beast with cost equal to this minion's attack. So I need to go back and maybe I'll do a little post about Spurfang on Twitter this week. The legendary snack, yes. I'm not super impressed with Spurfang yet. I am hoping that there is a card, like we can make Spurfang more powerful, right? So let's say hypothetically we play 2 copies of Bestial Madness, which is the 2 mana spell, and we play Hope of Kel'Thuzad and swing it twice. We're up to 4 additional attack. Let's say we play a Thornmantle Musician with Finale before we play Spurfang. We can get Spurfang up to 5 attack, or an additional 5 attack, so it would be a 7-cost beast when this comes out. But that's a lot of setup, right? But yeah, if maybe after Hodir, you play Hodir on turn 8, and then you play Spurfang as an 8/8. Okay, that's pretty cool. Get an 8-drop. But that's kind of weird to save your 5-drop for that, right? It's really slow. Yeah, you got to go for King Crush, right? I need to look at the beast pool again, but I still think there's only 2 9-cost beasts, King Crush and Trench Stalker. So it's a 50-50 for the Crush, if you can get it up to 9 attack. But that would be a little tricky. You need Hodir plus Thornmantle or something. So anyway, I feel like this card needs a lot of help to be viable. I don't feel like this card is very good with what we know so far. I am holding out some hope because we have like half of our cards still to see this coming week. So if there's a card that says, you know, give a minion in your hand +6 or +8 attack or something, then this card is suddenly way better, right? Draw a beast, give it +5 attack. I don't know. Something like that would be really cool. it likes to be in the deck, the same deck as our Highlander legendary, Theldurin. Because Theldurin also wants to have his attack buffed. So, I don't know. We haven't seen enough of the buff stuff. We saw the Messenger Buzzard, but we haven't seen enough to know if this is good or not. So, we got to hold out hope we get some good hand buff stuff for this card to be good, I think. And I think those are all the new relevant cards. You're all about cheating on crushes. Yeah, yeah. One has to think they're not going to make it too easy, you know?